Welcome to aminacademy.com. Let us discuss about Ghorid Dynasty. Ghor is a province near Herat in Afghanistan. It was in 1150 that the Ghor dynasty rose into power. A Persian prince, being harassed by enemies, took refuge in the mountainous district of Ghor and established a new kingdom for himself there. The Ghurid prince of the day refused to acknowledge the supremacy of the Sultan Mahmud, and Mahmud accordingly invaded his territory, made the prince captive, and installed his son Abu Ali on the throne. Up till now, the people of this region had not adopted Islam. Abu Ali was the first to embrace the new faith and had the credit of erecting a large number of mosques. After the death of Alauddin, his son Shaifuddin Muhammad became the king of Ghor. He died fighting with the Turkomans after a brief reign of 1 year. Thereupon, Ghiyasuddin, new nephew of Alauddin, and was installed upon the throne while Ghiyasuddin's younger brother, Shihabuddin Mahmud Ghori, was appointed chief commander of the forces. With Shihabuddin's his, his brother had died, and Mahmud, who had till now been a mere general and the governor of Ghazni, now became the sole sovereign of the vast Ghazni Empire. Qutbuddin conquered the country to the south of Ajmer, and Ujjain also passed into his hand. His general Bukhatir Khilji conquered Bihar, and then, as the result of whole race with a scanty band of 17 horse soldiers, here his son Ikhtiyar, according to some, captured Nadia and drove out of the king Lakshman's son from there. Lakshman, taking his life in his hands, fled for shelter to East Bengal, and Lakshmanavati became the capital of Muslim Bengal. In 1202, Qutbuddin conquered Khalinjar. Meanwhile, a sectarian strife had broken out of Lahore. Upon receipt of his intelligence, Ghor himself proceeded against the Punjab and quelled the conflict on his way back to Ghazni. He was slain by an assassin on the bank of the Indus. With Muhammad Ghori's death, his dynasty came to an end. His nephew continued to reign, no doubt as the nominal sovereign of Ghor, but Qutb was practically the independent sovereign of India. The first invasion of India from the north, that is through Afghanistan, was in 518 BC by Darius, the king of Persia. The second invasion was by Alexander the Great in 327 BC, while the third invasion of India from the north was in 1001 AD by Mahmud of Ghazni. The next invaders were those known as the House of Ghor. Shortly after the death of Muhammad Ghori in 1206, Genghis Khan marched from Central Asia as far as the Indus. In 1398, Tamerlane advanced to the conquest of India. The next invasion of India from the north was that year, Babur in 1519. Now let us discuss detail about Ghor dynasty. Look at here. In 8th century, the Ghurid began to local chiefs of the Ghor region, which is now in central Afghanistan. In 1011, the Ghaznevid ruler Mahmud of Ghazni conquered Ghor, and the Ghurid converted to Sunni Muslims. In 1173 to 1206, Muizzuddin Muhammad, also known as Muhammad of Ghor, ruled as the Sultan of the Ghurid Empire. In 1175 to 1206, Muhammad of Ghor led a series of invasions into India, which established a permanent Muslim presence in the region. In 1202 to 1206, Muhammad of Ghor ruled as the sole ruler of the Ghurid Empire. In 1215, the Ghurid Empire fell apart. Ghorid dynasty, a significant chapter in medieval Islamic history, flourished as a powerful empire in Central Asia and the Indian subcontinent. Let's delve into the history of its rise, reign, important rulers, and its enduring on in India. The introduction to the Ghorid dynasty. The Ghorid were local chiefs from Ghor region of central Afghanistan. They were a vassal state of Ghaznavids and later the Seljuks. The Ghorids capitalized on the Seljuk Ghaznavid power struggle in the Khorasan region and expanded into a vast empire. The Ghorid dynasty, spanning from the 12th to the 13th century, emerged as a dominant force in the region of Ghor, present-day Afghanistan. Founded by Al-Tejin in the late 11th century, the dynasty rose to prominence under his successor Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni. Here, the time period of Ghurid dynasty extended from mid-12th to the early 13th century. During its era, the dynasty have control over vast territories, including part of Persia, Central Asia, and the Indian subcontinent. The founder, the Ghurid dynasty was founded by Alp-Tegin, a Turkic slave commander who rose to power in the Ghor region. His army proves the strategic acumen laid the foundation for the dynasty ascendancy. Following his death, his son Sultan Muhammad further extended and solidified the empire's dominion. Some Ghurid dynasty rulers. Alp-Tegin, the founder of the Ghurid dynasty. Alp-Tegin's military campaign laid the groundwork for the successor's conquest. Sultan Muhammad, renowned for his army expedition into the Indian subcontinent, Sultan Mahmud's conquest established the Ghurid Empire as a major power in South Asia. Muhammad of Ghor. Muhammad continued his predecessor's expansionist guidelines, conquering territories in northern India and laying the foundation for the Delhi Sultanate. Ghiyasuddin Ghor. Ghiyasuddin similarly increased the Ghurid Empire's domain in India, extensively defeating Prithviraj Chauhan in the Battle of Tarain and establishing the Delhi Sultanate. Decline of the Ghurid dynasty. The decline of the Ghurid started after the death of Ghiyath in 1203 CE. The powerful Khwarezmians took over the western part of the Ghurid Empire by 1215 CE and later occupied Ghor and Ghazni. As a result of capital of the Ghurids was shifted to Delhi. The Ghurid dynasty impact in India. The Ghurid Empire succeeded the Ghaznavid Empire in a northwestern part of the Indian subcontinent. Ghurid expansion eastward into Indian subcontinent was led by Muhammad Ghori, ruling from Ghazni, and the westward expansion was led by his brother Ghiyat al-Din Muhammad, ruling from Firozkoh. Impact on Ghurid dynasty. Delhi Sultanate was formed out of the Ghurid Empire. Ghori's expedition led by Muhammad of Ghor and Ghiyasuddin Ghori. Ghurid forces launched multiple invasions into northern India. ultimately establishing the Delhi Sultanate in 1206. This marked the start of Muslim rule inside the Indian subcontinent and formed its socio-political landscape for centuries to come. Persian was introduced as the court language and continued until the Mughals ruled start. So far we discussed about Ghurid dynasty. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.